prior to our opening statements, I want to address some people who probably should be here, that were invited to be here, and others that members on both sides wanted to be here. We have two panels today. I think this will be a good first step moving forward. Some people have wanted the governor to be here. Some people have wanted the EPA administrator to be here. We're going to have this hearing today. We have documents that will be provided by the EPA and others, and we will move forward from there. Let me address a few people that I need to, that were anticipated to be here. Miguel Del Toro is the program manager for Region 5 Water Division at the EPA. This, by all appearances, at least what I've seen so far, is a good person who is doing good work and made the right moves at the right time. Ms. Leanne Walters, who we're going to hear testimony on our second panel from, contacted the EPA in February of 2015. Now keep the timeline in place here. February of 2015. Mr. Del Toro was very responsive and came to her house and tested the water in that same month. He was sent an invitation to appear as a witness before the committee. We did that last week. But in further discussions with the EPA, and given his excessive and appropriate responsiveness to the committee, we have come to understand he's very active in the cleanup efforts as we speak. We therefore have excused him today and communicated to the EPA, after good discussions with the EPA, that they would provide all of his emails by the end of this week. We think that is a good and productive step forward. We did not compel or push to have Mr. Del Toro come before us today, and in consultation with the Democrats, I think this is the right move. Susan Hedman is the former Region 5 administrator for the EPA. She is no stranger to the committee. July of 2015, we held a hearing about mismanagement and retaliation at the EPA in Region 5, which is based in Chicago. This has been a problem for the committee and her actions and management. Again, she is the former EPA administrator for Region 5. Now, I have a few documents that I'd like to enter to the record. So I would ask unanimous consent to enter a June 24th, 2015 memo from Miguel Del Toro to Thomas Poi, who's the Chief Groundwater Drinking Water at the Drinking Water Branch. Part of this email says, recent drinking water sample results indicate the presence of high lead results in the drinking water. Without objection, that will be entered into the record. I also have an April 27th email from Miguel Del Toro to Thomas Poi. Flint has not been operating in a corrosive control treatment, which is very concerning given the likelihood of lead service lines in the city. Without objection, I'll enter that into the record. We have another email here that is dated July 1st from Susan Hedman to Dane Walling, who was the mayor of Flint. The preliminary draft report should not have been released outside of the agency. Without objection, we'll enter that into the record. And another one from Susan Hedman to Dane Walling. I'm not inclined for my staff to have any further communication with the ACLU representative. We need to focus on finalizing the report. In the meantime, however, I have no objection to the city letting him know that the report he was given was preliminary draft and that he would be premature to draw any conclusions based on that draft. Again, this is July. You'll see that this has been redacted, the top part. The EPA has agreed that by the end of the week, we would get these non-redacted versions of these emails. Without objection, we'll enter these 4 documents into the record. The committee requested a transcribed interview with Ms. Hedman in a letter sent to the EPA last week. Shortly after the extent of the crisis in Flint became public, Ms. Hedman resigned her position late in January. Her resignation became effective on Monday. The EPA has agreed to provide all of Ms. Hedman's emails, again, by the end of the week. Today, this one right here, we are issuing a subpoena for Susan Hedman to come appear before the committee and participate in a deposition. This will happen later this month. Darnell Early is the former emergency manager for the city of Flint. He is the former emergency manager for Flint, Michigan. He was appointed to the position in 2013, and he was tasked with overseeing Flint's finances. Mr. Early left his position in January of 2015. The Flint City Council voted 7-1 to make the transition from Detroit City Water. Committee sent he's vital to understanding what happened and how these decisions were made. Committee sent Mr. Early an invite letter last week. He knew that this was happening, and he knew he was invited to appear as a witness before the committee. Most of the people that appear before the committee, we do not need to compel them to attend. Participation, though, before this committee is not optional. When you get invited to come to the Oversight and Government Reform Committee, you are going to show up. We were told at, I believe, 7:50 p.m. on Monday night that he would not attend. On Tuesday, I issued a subpoena. Normally, these are done electronically with a counsel of record. His attorney refused service. We're calling on the U.S. Marshals to hunt him down and give him that subpoena. Today, we're issuing a new subpoena. He will appear, and he will be here to do a deposition later this month. This subpoena will also be issued today. But we're going to need the help of the United States Marshals. I forgot to issue one other document. I'd ask unanimous consent to enter into this document. This is, for the record, enter into the record. This is from Susan Hedman. This is a December 10th, 2015. Natural Resources Defense Council petitioned back in October to get the EPA to do its job. Again, further delaying it, let the members and the public look at this, but I ask unanimous consent to enter that into the record. So with that business in mind, before we get to the opening statement, I don't know if Mr. Cummings has any business or things that he wants to enter into the record. With that, let us now transition. I appreciate the indulgence of the committee, but I think it's important members understand where we are with subpoenas, with people's participation, and the intent of the committee to participate in these depositions. So now